Good morning. Tanya Smith here of TanyaSmithOnline.com and Mindfully Marketing. So you may be aware that we're in the process of registering people for our brand new Reboot Your Brand 5-day challenge. So the 5 days to reboot your brand challenge is going to begin on October 9th. And we're starting to get people registered in for this private Facebook group where we're going to be launching the challenge and sharing information. But one of the things that I wanted to start off with, and I'm going to share this inside of the group as well, is a quick hitter tutorial on how to conduct a brand review. Why this is important is that if you're thinking about rebranding your business, one of the very first and most critical steps is that you have to evaluate, where am I now? What's going on with my branding right now that is making me think about changing? And so we've talked a little bit in the past with a couple of past videos about some of the reasons you might be changing. And I've also even written a blog post about that recently, which I'll make sure I refer to in a link in the description for this video. But I'm going to also share with you a PDF version of what I'm sharing with you right now in terms of tips. So let me kind of go through this and I'll use it to make sure that I'm clear and concise and that I don't miss a point. But I'll also attach the PDF for you in case you want to download this and really kind of dive in and decide, okay, where am I now? What do I need to evaluate about my current brand? So here we go. So before you start rebranding, you need to carry out a full brand audit. And here's what's involved. The first step is to make a list of all of the different elements to be covered in your audit. And so examples might include things like looking at your website, your social media profiles, your competitors or people that are typically, doing something in the similar industry, target market. So who is your target audience that you're looking into or that you're currently working with? What about that might you want to change? Your product strengths. So if you have certain information products, and primarily I deal with people who have service-based businesses. So you may not have products. You may just be simply focusing on your service packages, but you want to really make a list of all the things that touch on or are connected in some way to your brand, to making you be present online. The second thing is to identify the goals that you really would like to achieve. If you're thinking about rebranding, what is it that you want to accomplish? What you have right now and where you want to be, there's a bridge, there's a gap there that needs to be bridged through the rebranding process. So be thinking about goals you'd like to achieve. Third is contact your customers either through online surveys, direct interviews, but basically you want to do whatever you can to gather feedback about your current branding. I know back in the day when I was doing branding probably about 10, maybe even less years ago, one of the things I would often do in working with my private clients is something called a 360. So there's a 360 reach survey that you can do where you're actually going out and asking former clients, maybe even team members, friends, colleagues, business colleagues, networking partners, all of those people to give you really crystal clear, objective feedback. And you wouldn't even know who it was that was giving that specific feedback, which made it all the more powerful because then you could take it as objectively as possible and apply that. But the point is, for this purpose, the purpose of rebranding, you want to really look at what's feedback look like for your brand as it stands today. The next thing is to research your competition to see where they stand and what makes you different. So how do you stand out? What makes you uniquely different from other people who are, again, operating kind of in the same space as you? Another one is to review your current analytics, your sales figures, and other statistical data. I know your eyes are probably glazing over right now, like, what the heck is she talking about? Metrics, numbers. But frankly, you really want to understand, okay, if I have 5 products or if I have 5 service packages over here, how many have I sold within the last year? Which ones are the most popular? Which ones got the most engagement if I'm looking at my social media posts? So you just really want to kind of get an understanding of the measures and anything that you can quantify around your brand right now. The next one, second to the last, is to take a close look at the current elements of your brand. That means your products, again, services, if you're in service-based primarily. Now, a lot of us as coaches, by the way, let me do this quick disclaimer. As coaches and consultants and trainers, we have products because we realize that we need to continue to be selling 24/7, even when we're not physically able to make that direct connection. So if you don't have products as a person in a service-based business, you want to be kind of brainstorming about that. And I'll help you do that in the 5-day challenge. There will be a point where we'll be talking about repackaging and reconfiguring your branding. But anyway, so positioning, marketing materials, internal systems, and strategies. You really want to look at all of those different elements, which kind of goes back to number 1, but slightly with a little bit of a tweak. And then finally, using the research and insights that you've gathered, make an assessment of your current brand. Grade yourself so that you then can begin to internalize the process about what needs to be changed. So as we're talking and we're going through the evaluation step, which is step 1 of the 5-day challenge, how to evaluate your brand where it is now. If you start that process now, that's going to give you a huge boost in preparation for the challenge so that you can really get maximum benefit out of that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you really quickly. I have to head off and go meet with someone, actually a client, very shortly, but I wanted to be sure to get this information out. And if you're interested in signing up for the free 5-day challenge, so 5 days to reboot your brand, just go to rebootyourbrand.com and you can log in or register with your Facebook profile, and you'll get information that will help you to go ahead and request access to the private group where we're just beginning to promote and add content. Okay, so you're still on the very beginning, at very starting stage, which is great, so that you can get in there and introduce yourself and tell us about who you are and what you're interested in doing with your brand. All right, take care. Have an absolutely fabulous Friday, and I'll be talking with you again real soon.